Start with that. We lost last place. 40, 51, 48, where we king made rain. So, minor success. But yeah, pretty mediocre. As I knew from the start. But I mean, we weren't that far away, surprisingly. Considering how weak our final settle was, and it's not the best 6-div either, but obviously not great. Not bad though, 8 points. And yeah, all this mediocrity and asymmetry. Low end of military boards, somehow only down by 10. Put 2 9/9s in here instead of these two. We get +5, +7, 12, 13, 14. We win. Like even just having Rebel Homeworld here, sorry, Stronghold, we get +8 points to 48. So, 4-player games. I guess I'll do a quick check and see if they're crashing. I'm pretty sure they are. Yeah. No change. Yep, same 2 games still crashing. I'm giving it a couple days. I reported the bugs and I'll forfeit the games after a couple days. So let's complete or continue 4-player games that we can. Presumably trading. Do the games that don't say they're waiting on me first, in case they actually are waiting on me. Keep the blue-brown, I guess. We have no military anyway. So we explored, I guess, to leech a settle, and there's a produce, which is convenient. Is this round 1? Produce, explore. Wow, everybody gets something out of produce. And there's a settle. Interesting phase call. Maybe somehow knowing that somebody was going to produce here or what. Okay, so the only thing that leeches is this. We won't get to do this, but that's fine, I guess. Although this isn't even that good here. We trade +3 on blues, but do we care about that? Not really. Well, I guess we just ignore this power for now and use it later. Because here we get the trade for 5 and then 4. So we get the trade and then dev trade league. It's pretty sick. Seems good. Fuck, why did I click on that? This one also crashes, I think. No, this one does. Right. So we got the settle happening where we're trading. That's the only world we could afford this, I guess, but we never play that. We've got the makings of a military hand. We drew some military. I only keep one though. Probably have to keep the 9/9, I guess, but it's sad. If we do get the military to get this out, we can play the 9/9. If we get the military to get this, we're probably getting this full anyway. Nobody's really going big military. Round 3. No settle round 1. Filtrum called settle for his prestige. Lone prestige in 2 rounds. And I mean, we already have this. Oh, this is just one military towards this, really. Assuming we get this up. Trading to 10. Produce. So Rain's gonna trade. Doesn't have a produce leech. He draws 2 on produce. Gets a prestige and a card on produce. He might produce. And we have more cards than everybody, so I guess we have to build here. Dev, Leech of Consume's not bad. Play this, Leech of Produce, also not bad. We have a Dev power. So certainly deving. This is not bad, I guess. Maybe to get cards later. Engineers. Lots of devs. I mean, we have this too, jeez. So we probably just want to play this. Draw cards. And then this, hope nobody settles for a while. If he produces, that's fine, we get to draw a bunch of cards. So yeah, we explored to leech this, I think, to draw back cards, maybe. Wow. What a produce leash. Insane. How does this work? Problem is this. We could play this. Keep the 3 worlds. Draw 1. Oh, sorry, the 3 6 stabs. Draw 1 to 4. Trait to 7. It's so slow. Pretty sure we lose if we just try and play all of these. Or we could do this here. Go to 1, 2, 3, 4. We haven't used our prestige action. We have no stored cards. We will have 1. It's so brutal to look at to see this. And discard it. I guess we keep 1, store 1, discard 1. Even if we play this. Actually not that bad. So which 2 of these 3 do we want? Actually, oh no, he has negative military, so he's safe. Takeovers are on. Take over his homeworld. This is defense. 3, 4, 3, 2, 5, 6, 7, 10. Our attack would be 9, 10. We have 0 rebels. 9 attack. So we could take this. Probably this. 11 attack. Can't take this, I don't think. Thing is, we have bigger settles, like, and he's not a contender. Wow, this guy's still keeping up. Bankers. But yeah, settle next round. I guess. Maybe produce or trade. Produce gets us the goal anyway, and we get a bunch of cards. So definitely not trade. Produce hoping he settles. I mean, he has a huge hand. Like, can he really keep up forever with no hand? No produce leech? Okay, pay 5. Go down to 5 here. If ever this player devs and we produce and he explores, what would we play? This, I guess? Or this? It's actually pretty good. We convert a dev into a settle. So that's probably a better dev, if there was a dev phase. We would be at 5, let's say he doesn't explore, 5 down to 2. Three more, 1. It's also possible that... Is it possible that we get 3 worlds out? I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a 5.2 cost settle. So we should probably keep that. I guess we don't really need this. Because if there's a dev next round, we play this. If there isn't, we play this the following round, I guess. Let's actually do the math on this thing. How is it calculating? So 2, 4, 5, 6. So it's actually a 5-point dev. Giving 6 for itself, but there's still -1 here. I'm pretty sure that's right. So are we producing? Again, we're relying on this player to do something useful. And he's so far behind that he's probably not going to do something useful. Because like he can explore, then dev, play another 6 dev. Kronox should really be settling here, right? But maybe he's expecting us to settle. The old king-making spot again. 59-59. I guess we kind of want him to end the game, but settle phase gives us 4, 6, 8, 11. Oh, I probably maybe messed up the math there. Because like if I play this, I'm down to these two. I can't afford this. Can't even afford this, unless there's an explorer. I think we're producing here. I don't know. Relying on the Kingmaker, sadly. But we can still win even if he doesn't do anything. Dev, produce. Oh yeah, this is a beauty here. And he produces 1 brown, so we wouldn't get the bonus, so we definitely play this. Paying 6, going to 2. We draw 4 up to 6. Not really likely that there's going to be a dev and a settle next round. Possible though. Four worlds, 3 VP consume powers. I think we go like this. Nice, they both played big ones, so dev and settle unlikely now. Ooh. And another brown production world, easy game. Jeez. What the hell? How's Red Alliance worth so much here? Jeez. Huh. Takeovers are on. Oh great. Of course he had to play takeover power. God damn it. I called that earlier too. Wonderful. So what's his attack? Tons of attack against rebels. GG. So do we call Dev and take over his at the same time? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So our attack is 2, 4, 5, 6. Well, 5 because we actually have no cards. So 5 attack. Oh, but he has good defense because of this thing, so we're screwed here. So silly, like what the hell? He had no military, plays this, and now suddenly we get wrecked here. So dumb. So every settle phase, he goes up 1 blue-brown, we go down 1 blue-brown. So it's impossible for us to keep up. Well, no, we can, if we play this, we go to 1, 2, 3, 4. So we go to 4 and he goes to 5. Taking this. Then the next one, we go to 4 again. We stay at 4. He goes to 6. But we have 4 production at least. He has 3. And then we're safe. So we can get the production world goal. off of us. Oh my god. It's annoying. Oh yeah, we also have prestige actions. We could prestige trade, although I don't think that works here. But we could do a prestige action later. Brutal, brutal, brutal game. So here we consume. Takeovers are on, so we'll consume from our smaller world. What's happening here? Explore or something? I'm confused. I guess we did not choose to produce with this board? What? Right, because we thought somebody might produce. We have good dev stuff. That's fair, that's fair. So explore here, trade of course, and settle. Yeah, we had the biggest hand. Okay, so on Explorer, get two pretty irrelevant cards. This is okay with this if we can get military, and this. If we can get a military conversion. This is never seen play. Alright, this game I'm pretty sure is the one where we have to just keep settling and hope there's no devs, and then this null player never builds. Hopefully he trades. Yeah, we need to settle. I mean, look at this. Automatic play. Nice, nobody builds, so that's good. We're nowhere near the prestige lead. We're in last. I'm stuck with a shitty board against these two guys again. Like, how does this happen 2 games? Brutal. Okay, so I mean, we have a big military though. Maybe we have a shot, so... Eight cards. Play this ideally. We just gain a card, right? Discard 2, get a prestige, discard a prestige, draw 3. So we really want to play this. Either way we can discard for prestige, but this one we get more prestige. Not sure it matters. But yeah, if we do this, we discard 2 to 5, settle to 6, 7, 8, 7, 6, 7, 8, 9. Say we draw 6 dev, 10, minus 7 to 3 for plenty of cards. Play this for 2. Good enough. What did he search on? Military dev. Another windfall coming. It's going to 6 cards here. He's trading to 6 as well. And I will have 4 to 6. And then trade, I guess. One blue military, one brown military. Do we discard for chips? We won't overflow no matter what. There's a dev and a settle. Not super likely. He's probably going to trade. Maybe produce. Huh. You can play an uplift to block. That's interesting. He seems likely to settle. And yeah, like if we trade, we're giving him that trade. So, although he would overflow by the looks of it. Yeah, playing a 2-2 uplift or something. So it's not the worst. It's still pretty bad. I guess that's why we didn't trade here. Sadly, he did trade, so we should have traded. And he can get a prestige by leeching a settle, so he might not. He might trade there again rather than produce, which means once again we would want to trade, and we would leech what? I mean, this is not the makings of a winning tableau. I think we're gonna have to discard for chips. Scratch and claw some points. Nice, this is what we wanted. Dev happened, not a settle. I mean, we didn't care about settle, as long as dev happens if there is a settle. So, searched. Really, on double consume. And hit somehow. Wow. The one card in the deck. Actually, there's 2 cards. And that's the worst of the 2. I mean, there's other cards, Tourist World, but what you want to hit with this is the Imperium 6/6, I guess. But the 6/3 is not bad at all. Easy game for him. Produce. Right, we will trade. Dev here. Play Space Marines. Most likely just chuck this. As nice as it is, we have 2 big military worlds and a windfall in the meantime, so. Uplift goal. It's close-ish. Better player might be able to figure out that Federation Capital is a better keep there. I'm not sure about that though. Well, we have tons of games here. I think I'm just going to start clicking next. Settle trade. Explore dev. Yeah, again, I don't want to do the 2-player ones. I want to at least have a chance of catching up to all my games. If I do 2-player actions, it's never ending. What is happening here? Round something, 2. Me and Nish traded, Rob searched. Right, so he's likely to settle here. Or actually, no. He doesn't have the military to play that. So dev, possible. This player wants to be building, but he also wants to be producing. I don't really want to be building against this guy. I want to make him do the building. dev. What happens though? Like, we go to 3, can't leech what we want here, so it's not that good. Explore leech his dev if he does it. If he settles no dev, we play this, I guess. We could play this. I mean, Replicant Robots isn't that good. Could also force to settle. I mean, he searched, right, and whiffed, so he might not have a military dev. And the sooner we settle, the better. And he might produce if he's passive with this homeworld, I don't know yet. They're both very strong players. This guy's amazing, so we'd rather punish him. There's an explorer and a dev. We can't play this into this. We don't have that many more cards than anybody else here, so we could explore to 9, leech a dev to 4. Oh wait. If we dev, we can leech this. So it looks like we do dev here. No explorer, somebody settles. Let's say he devs, I don't know. But yeah, worst case scenario, even if nobody explores, we play this, pay 3. No, we can't. Yes, we can. And then this costs 2. We play it and discard our last 2 cards. Something. More likely what happens is he explores, we dev, maybe he settles, and we get to save a card in addition, which is kind of nice. It's not a great spot there, but like, Replicant Robots is really weak, but it seems okay there. So here, of course, we leech this, leech the produce, and then trade. Easy game. Oh, we don't need to trade. What am I doing? So it looks like we're exploring here. Sadly, he has a better explore phase than we do, but... Or does he? What does this really do? Lets him cycle a card, basically. He sees the same number, but he can keep both. I don't know what the value of this compared to +1 look is when you have nothing else in your tableau. It might be pretty similar. Ineffable. Or incalculable. For my feeble mind. So yeah, explore most likely here. We still have our search action as well. Oh God. I think we have a winner. What? When did he play that? I don't get it. There's no indication in the log that he ever played that card. Oh, here. So you pass unsettle, upgraded. Prosperity legal. What is that? Consume powers. Peasant could trade. Right, this game. Oh my god, we're getting. This is just such an awkward game. Problem here is if peasant doesn't trade, and it's certainly possible he won't. Then we don't get our cards yet. Pretty much always going to produce here, I think. Pretty passive player in general. Getting a prestige is going to be a little irresistible for him, even though it doesn't get him the lead. Now, we can never settle anymore, pretty much. Although he doesn't have that. I mean, he plays a world, upgrades this. He's... Depending on his hand, he can easily be set up for the rest of the game now. Like, he can ramp. It's not like we can settle here hoping that he doesn't get a settle and an upgrade. What did he do last round? Yeah, he traded, so... It's gonna get worse and worse. This guy's board is pretty ugly. Just plain military. He's in a tough spot against Rain, who has a much better settle board. So who's deving? He could dev, I guess. Yeah. Dev, settle. Produce. And we have garbage. Explore phase. He's tied with us. If we X2, all we get is one VP ship for our phase action, our phase call. So we probably have to just hope that this guy trades. Even though I feel like it's not that likely, like 25%. We're not going to win anyways most of the time when he doesn't trade, so we have to assume he's going to trade. Anyways, eventually we'll get rid of this, so it's not super urgent. We still have our search action. I wonder if this is a spot where we're supposed to like prestige explorer. We're like prestige dev, get this out. Draw 2 cards back on produce. 3 off the trade. Or like prestige trade? It's kind of shitty, but... Prestige produce. Oh, interesting. We don't give anything to him because he's going to produce anyway. We leech his consume. Hopefully. And then he settles. 4, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12. So we would get the discard goal or play this. Playing this, we go down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He actually has a good reason to trade here if he's paying attention to discard goal, right? This guy looks likely to produce us who don't have a large hand, so we may not build. So by him trading, he gets this goal. So trading actually seems relatively likely there. Not 25%. Much higher than that. And produce is extremely likely here. Yeah. Although I wouldn't be shocked to see him build. Produce, trade, and then hopefully he doesn't build. Might explore, but you could also search. Nobody's used their prestige action. That's crazy. Okay, so are we prestige producing? That means we definitely need to. Yeah, I mean that seems to be the right play. Turn our prestige into the most cards possible. It's either prestige trade or prestige produce. Prestige trade is clearly nowhere near as good. Alright, I think we found the play. Although, we have PGA coming, right? Sacrificing a prestige is 2 points. Still, yeah, it's still gotta be worth it. Wow. Puzzle solved. Now it remains to be seen if all the pieces fall together there. A trade from Peasant, produced from Chronox. So dev produce. So he does play it passively. And he did have a dev, which really sucks. But I mean, that might be why he also searched on that category. He was prepared for it. Didn't have a windfall, so searched in case there's a dev settle. If there's only a settle, he has a chance of finding a 1-1. That's pretty good. Now we look a little silly playing replicant robots. Pay 1, 2. Like, I don't like building into this homeworld against this kind of player. Like, if he's going to be playing this passive, I'm not going to be building much against him in the future. Because this, yeah, it's too strong. Pay 1 more. This is not looking great, although we get maximum cost reduction. All power skulls out there, so a little bit of value there. Not really sure, but that seems fine. Good, not a rebel one at least. So he's very likely to settle here, get the prestige lead. So I think we can naked trade, but now he might naked trade because we played this. And he profits if we both naked trade. Like, how greedy is he? We know he likes to naked trade and doesn't like to settle, but if he searches and shows a settle, is he really going to naked trade there? It's not like we have that great of a naked trade either. It's 3 cards, so he needs to be settling here like half the time for this to be useful. Because like if we whiff half the time and hit half the time, we're getting 1.5 cards for our trade action, which is a pretty mediocre amount. Still profit, but so yeah, does he settle at least a third of the time? Presumably. So I guess we profit. Now he's in the same shoes, thinking, do we settle here 1/3 of the time? I mean, there's no way. I can't call settle here. He gets a prestige too. Like, he has to call settle here. Problem though is we go down to 0, trade to 3. It's like, it's not even that good. I'd almost prefer to explore, leech the settle, and then get to keep this, and then trade and maybe leech this. That's actually not bad. That feels better. So even though trade is profit here, pure profit, I don't think it's worth it. Okay. Over here, explore, trade, trade. Not a big surprise. We draw some military stuff. So we can play this into this. It's not great, but it's what we have, right? Military. Man, the more I play, the less I like military. It's just insane. Like, this is not how you... This homeworld is not how you win Brink of War. Like, Jesus. especially when you don't have anything to go with it. Like no 9/9 in your opening hand. Rebel goal, 0 rebels. Blue brown, 1 blue brown, 1 blue brown. Multicolor goal. But yeah, pretty sure that's how we keep there. Almost caught up on our multiplayer games here. So what happened? Huh, this guy produced. And he did settle. Thank the gods. Okay. So we don't need to play the Windfall first. We could save more cards playing this, but are we going to overflow? So playing this, and we go to 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Which isn't too bad. If we play this, we pay 3. So we keep 1 card. And then go to 3, 5, 7, 8. Call settle, let's say. Leech a 6 dev, if we draw one. The benefit though to playing this is that if we leech a 6 dev next round, let's say we do this, leech a 6 dev, we can't even play this anyway. Can't play this either. Or sure that we can play this. Play this. Go to 10. Leech a 6 dev down to 3. I mean, we could call dev, leech his settle. That's probably what's going on here. Yeah, and he's going to settle next round. Basically, he's 1 military short of the 8/8 he searched on. He's going to play some worlds, one of which gives him a military, and then play the 8/8 next round. So he's almost certainly calling settle again. And that means we can call dev. So let's say we play this here. Go to 10, call dev, go to 4, leech this. Boom. Game, we win. And that all happens before he gets a trade, which is really important. Glad he didn't explore here. Because if he explore +1s both rounds, leeches my dev. This way he might not even be able to play a 6 dev. Because he gains no cards here whatsoever. Not even from a prestige lead, which is great. Oh, there's a settle phase though, so we'll see what he plays on settle, but 3 cards. Let's say he explores the 5, 6, 7, so he can leech a 6 dev if he explores. But yeah, so it's feeling like this is the play here. Plus we can draw into better cards actually, like a 9/9 or something. Huh. Where's the plus military? Maybe the next card. He does leech a settle, but it's not helping him really. Oh, it is. Gets some prestige, so it's a 2-point settle. Breaks even on cards. So he can leech a 6 dev next round. But we finally took the lead, like the solid lead here, I think. Took the whole game. Neat little game though. These are games that are very fun, holy shit. So tight though. Okay, I think we can start doing 2-player games now. Yeah. The 2-player grind begins. So previous round, 4 I settle traded. He trade produced. I could settle till he just consumed, get prestige card. I'd like to dev, I guess. Dev. Rebel Worlds. He has 1, I have 1, I have none in hand, so I don't really want to call settle ideally. Oh, we have this which combos with this, which is nice. We're deving at least once, I guess. Planet Buster. Can we leech consume in any meaningful way? New economy. 10, 9, 10, 4, 5, 6 on consume, 7 prestige lead. That's not bad. And if ever he settles, we can leech, like if he settle trades, we can leech uplift revolt world for what it's worth. Keep in mind takeovers are on. Oh, Rebel Pact, does that get us this? No, takeover power. We need negative military. I guess this would work. Dev, play this and this. It's a decent score. It's like 1, 2, 3, 6-point dev. And that way we will have a big hand next round. What is he doing though? Like, is he gonna just X2 produce? It's such a weird play. So yeah, it seems like he's setting up for a military rather than an engine. So settle is very possible. Although it looks like he'd overflow. He might just trade produce to leech what we do, in which case dev is great. Dev seems fine here. We settle trades, okay. Play the takeover power first, play this, leech this, get prestige. Pretty nice, it's a good round here. Can't complain. Get our 3rd military world, hope to draw a 4th one for this goal. He has 1 Imperium card. Tempo, we're gonna share. Yeah, this looks good to me. Can never ever play this. Well, not true. But we're never gonna play it. 1 card in the deck. Okay, here we settled. This is settle phase 2. Not sure why we settled here. But in any case, we did. Feels like that's a way for her to win, I don't know. A weird play. I'm sure I had my reasons. I guess I had this in hand. Called settle for card flow. And unfortunately she dev'd. And of course continues to play prestige. For the kind of perfect fast tempo game. So what's the better card here? Probably this one. Trade produce maybe. Game can't end unless she plays logistics. And then we play this, which is great. Hopefully it's good enough against no 6 dev. Not a whole lot of 6 devs that fit this board. G-Fed. SETI. New economy, trade league are okay. Trade league's not great. Guess there's some. Yeah, pretty sure this is just better. Nice. Another trashy world. Or another trashy card, I should say. Okay, so trade produce. She does get 3 cards on the produce leech, Jesus Christ. We get 1, 2, 3, 3 cards actually. So produce is not even good. I guess we explore trade, leech our aggressive opponent. Can't afford this. 3, 4, 5, 6 down to, yeah, we need. That's fine. This allows us to potentially leech a dev. We give her an extra look, but it's probably fine. Now we gamble with the next button. At some point we'll hit the 4-player game and crash. So peasant, right, with the alien monster board here. So we dev this, prestige dev, now we settle and then we trade. We're probably playing this. What did he dev? It's a weird one. Doesn't really synergize with this. Wow, like, all the goals available, it seems like. We're sharing the dev goal. I guess he just wants to keep up on the dev goal and that was all he had. Brutal. It's good for us. Of course, if he devs next round, he swings 8 or 5 points. But I mean, what's he really gonna draw here? 3 cards. Dev's pretty unlikely. So if we play that, we go down to 4, trade to 10. And that's it. We don't have a prestige anyways to consume. Actually, we go to 11. All powers goal. 1, 3. We just need 1. Explore goal is available. Maybe we'll play that a bit later. He needs 1 and 5 for the all powers goal. We have this, it's not relevant. I want to play this after this, ideally. Well, how's the math going to work on that, though? If we play this now, we pay 4, go down to 2, trade to 7, 8. And then let's say explore dev for the sake of argument, 8, 10, 11, 12, minus 5, 7. Leech this down to 4, and this down to 0. We should also keep an eye on this goal. Looks like we can potentially get it. Without too much trouble. Overflowing by 1 feels bad. I think it's fine though. What if we play this, just for fun? No, then we risk losing this goal to him. So we can't do that. Nice. We get the alien goal, he doesn't. Pay 2 for that. And move on. So, is this round 1? God, I hope not. Okay, round 2. I was like, how does he explore +5 and get this out? He's down to 2 cards. Man, I don't like seeing this card, that's for sure. This early in the game. It's so brutal. Holy shit. Also, what is this music? Melvin's. Loosely defined music. So surely we're settling this and trading it and see what happens. Now he explores every round. What do we got? Hidden Fortress. Alright, so this will combo. This gets us to Hidden Fortress. And we'll have 6 military at that point. 7 military, 8, 9, so we just start settling. Question mark. Play this, get a prestige bonus. Then like this, get a prestige bonus. This. A weird sequence. I mean, and settling is how you can beat this. So we have like the almost kind of perfect situation here. He has no hand, we have 10 cards. We're going to settle for the next 3 rounds. And he's going to struggle to keep up for a little while. I like it. So does that actually work out though? So settle these two. Prestige lead. Settle this, then this. Certainly works. Then settle this will get us to 2 military, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, exactly 9. Huh. And we'll still have, like, I guess we'll overflow, but maybe at some point we could dev. Like settling next round already we overflow. What if we dev settle? Settle. That just lets him leech settle more easily, but we'd rather dev sooner than later though. So dev settle 2. Actually we can't dev because we're gonna have discard 1, 2, 3. His explorer card is 4, so we can't dev settle this round. So maybe the round after. So we will overflow here by 1, but that's fine. And there's where we lose the gamble. Crash. So what happened here? We're still in the same game. We discard end of round. It's not a great card for anybody. Did we draw into a better dev? No. Did we draw into a better settle? No. He's gonna settle. There's the military I was talking about, so he's gonna settle here for sure. Supposedly has 13 cards, but definitely does not. His military is 4 base, 7, 8. We're outside that range. He's invulnerable and can block takeovers anyway. Score, we're up by 8 now. Thank the gods. We dev, leeches settle. The end. And I think we win. If he explores, he goes to 5, 6, 7 on a dev. He can leech 1 6 dev and no settle. So in the absolute worst case scenario, let's play plays like PGA. Would be 1, 2, 3 for itself. 13. So his maximum score here is approximately 75, and by dev settling here I get to 77, 81, 83, 85, so I'm up at least 10. So let's double check the math in hand size. So 10 minus 7. Oh yeah, so the military doesn't interfere, we have tons of it. So yeah, down to 7, or sorry, down to minus 7 down to 3. Can't afford this if he doesn't explore. Play this. If he does explore, we can afford this. So yeah, we're good to go. So Kalara does build one phase. Terraforming Guild Bankers, are we going to be able to get both of those out? That'd be pretty good. She produces, interesting. Yeah, we couldn't produce, but her producing makes sense. So we're going down to 5 after Explore, 4 after Settle, Trade. Oh, we're going to be at 10 here, basically. 4 after settle, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we can actually just take a card, or a chip. And still be at 10. And then we dev. 11 minus 6 is 5, 6, 7. Nice, we can even reach a settle. 7 down to... I'll play this one first. 8 then? One more time. 10, 11, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2. So we get to keep 2 cards, which is beautiful. If ever she settles. Draw to 3, and leech settles if we can. Worst case, gamble on this. 0 point settle. Draw 1. Actually, no, we wouldn't have a settle bonus. Or we would. Alright. Is there any scenario where we would dev one of these? Possibly. Probably not. Can't imagine. Like, with no military, there's no settles where we would be more value than playing in one of these 6 devs, I don't think. Including this one. I could like keep a small dev in case I failed at math here. But catching up. So here he settle trades, we explore dev, we're on explore. Right, I guess the plan was one of these. We draw a bank, contact specialist. This doesn't seem relevant. Nor this. Dev settle. This is the way to spend the least cards possible. Which probably is correct. And then dev trade next round. He's gonna have a large hand. We'd want to leech settles. Well, we can't leech this unless we... Yeah, we could play that, theoretically. Although we really want to get this out before this. It's getting complicated. 1 to 3 prestige, so... Actually, we can go to 4 if we really want. So we will have the prestige lead, and therefore draw a card off of that. So let's say we play a 6 dev, we go down to 4. We're gonna lose our good, that sucks. I was thinking we could trade next round. Go down to 4. Settle down to 3. Prestige to 4. So we don't have a hand next round. 4 cards next round. Dev. If you settle trades every round, we're just like playing into his hand here. 1 dev a round makes it easy. Dev. 4. We have no draw, like... After playing a 6 dev, we might have to like settle trade. Holy Jesus. All powers goal is out there, which we will get if we play a 2 power. Can he take that? Not easily. Alien goal's not happening. Production world goal he'll get probably. Some goal we will get. Because of how strapped we are for card flow and stuff. Saving a card seems good. Let's say we play that. Wow, we still have to pay another card out of these. Maybe we just start with bank. But then we have to pay full price for an uplift, or pass. Passing might be correct. We play this, play that. Lose our good. Go to 4. Could settle trade. Totally acceptable. Go to 8. 7 basically for the round after that. Play bank. Actually, yeah, we can still get prestige this way. This is not bad. Go to 8. Settle is the problem. My God, this is complicated. If you're watching the VOD, pause, figure out what you do, and tell me in the thread. It's always PGA that gets in the way. It's like when you don't have card flow. It's like, at what moment do you play it? The hand would be so much easier to play if we didn't have it. What if what I would do would be to increase the stream resolution to make the cards more readable? Yeah. Rip. Rip. I wish there was an extension so that you could hover over cards while watching. I don't know if they have that yet for like Hearthstone and stuff, but that would be very useful. Or for like Magic the Gathering. Whenever I'm watching Magic the Gathering streams, I have that problem. It's like there's thousands of cards, right? So I don't know the cards. I barely play anymore. So when I'm watching a Magic stream, I want to be able to pick and choose whatever card's in play. I want to just see what it is. We should have the technology, especially with Twitch extensions now, so hopefully that kind of stuff is in the near future. For race as well, potentially. Play bank, pass on settle. Is that really what we'd do here? And then dev naked trade maybe? Magic's Universe, at least with race you can figure out what the card does from the, yeah, totally. Magic's horrible. Especially if you're watching live. It's like you have to be a super fan, know all the cards by heart. Otherwise you're screwed. Not playing this. Not playing this. Not playing this. So it's bank or UPI here. I think because we have two uplifts, we can just might as well play this. I don't know. And then that means we're probably just forgetting about this. This card is so good though. Well, let's lock this in to make this more feasible. But yeah, like this card is a 6.4 dev. Can we really discard that if we play it after this? But yeah, it's possible the better path was bank there. Maybe pass on settle, I don't know. But we're gonna go with UPI, make the tough decisions. And the game comes back to us. Over here. Huh. I'm starting to notice a pattern here. So there's like a blue alien strategy you can do. So that's what he's trying to do here. Neat. Most likely. But I mean, I have one of the blue aliens, 2 of them actually. So that's good news. We're kind of both doing blue alien, I guess, if I get the other 6 dev. Or the blue, one of the blue 6 devs. But yeah, that's a bit scary. He could be like saving Pangalactic Hologrid here. The Brink of War, it's blue 6 dev. So what's going on here? We search Explore +1, he dev traded. Which is fine by us. And we're now placing a dev on the leech, so we probably want to play this, right? Because it's the only time we can get it out without overpaying or like underpaying. Whatever you call that, not maximizing our benefits. So probably playing this here. It actually fits decently well. 2. Get a prestige. We have the lead. I mean, all 4 of our devs have a prestige, so whatever. They're all good too. I don't know if we'll have time to play this one. This has an explore power, which is great. So yeah, I mean, this is all in all a very good turn.
What do you mean? My lungs are fine.
And we're not going to overflow either, I don't think. We hit 10, 11 on the next round. Boom. Oh god, PGA. At least he has no prestige whatsoever. Or he has one somehow from this, yeah. This is where it gets spooky. So, in Kailara's game, we trade one of these. And then if we have what we need, which we probably do, we just get a chip. Wow, our second settle also gets her prestige again. It's so brutal. But I mean, she could have got a prestige on the consume anyways if she wanted, because we consumed. And I guess we pray that whatever this is, 16 points, gets us high enough. She can explore to leech 1 6 dev. Or play a 6 dev. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, play a 6 dev down to 2. Leech a big settle. But we wouldn't be calling settle though, so if she explores +1 settles, can she leech a 6 dev? She goes to 5. Looks like. Yeah, we're on consume here. So she goes to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the prestige lead, 7, 8 on explorer, leech a 6 dev, down to 1, 2, yeah. So she could leech a 6 dev and call settle. But I'm pretty sure we take a chip here. We're going to need every point we can get. And we already have the devs we need. Down by 7. 10 points in prestige and prestige lead. So we're doing okay, considering. Also, we get more than I thought. We get an extra 2 points per dev. Like, we have a pretty sick finish here. We're getting 10 for this, 11, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're getting 20 points out of our 2 devs. So she needs 13 points in 2 dev phases and or settle. Yeah, this looks pretty good to me. I like my chances. Crash game, crash game. Oh god, takeovers. So Rob searched on yellow, didn't call settle. He called dev. Which is a bit strange, given that he... Like, we're trading, right? We don't need to call settle ever. Huh. Logistics. Is he gonna play the 1-1 green and the 6-3 green? We know he has the 6-3 green. But yeah, so what's his... He has 2 attack here. Steel damage alien factory. It's a weird play, like... He can't take over anything right now, so what is the point of playing this? Big bluff? You'd want to play the military dev first, and then sneak this out as a surprise. Strange play. Maybe it was his only dev, but he called dev. I don't understand this play. But he is the master, so there must be a reason. I wonder if we could figure out the reason. Why would he ever call dev for this there? To play a civilian windfall? That's a 4 cost? That would make sense actually. Maybe he has a 4 cost production, but then he has a 2-2 yellow that he can just play. He has the best possible windfall. Why get fancy trying to play a civilian? Can't figure it out. Now, what do we do? So, hopefully he produces, I guess. He doesn't really have a reason to do anything else. These guys haven't settled yet. We definitely don't want to settle, I don't think. Yeah, but there's no way we want to settle. And make it easier for this player to start setting up an engine, although he only has 3 cards in hand. We'd like to dev. Do we want to play this to protect against later takeovers? We have 5 defense on this thing right now. If he devs dropships and there's a settle, he can take it over. But we would definitely leech this anyways. That only gives us 1 defense, but then we get more defense on the settle phase, so hopefully we tread water and stay up, even if he has the worst case dropships. What if he had Imperium Invasion Fleets? Still, he would play Invasion Fleet first to try and get the Prestige lead. Plus that would mean that he loses his 2-2 uplift, which seems bad. But that would only happen if nobody explored, which is what happened. So maybe if nobody explores, he plays this one first, then devs again, hoping there's an explore again. Plays Invasion Fleet, potentially takes over, and still has the 2-2 up yellow. So maybe that's what's going on here, is he has Invasion Fleet. And was hoping somebody would explore. That would make a lot of sense. That would make perfect sense, in fact. So if he has Invasion Fleet, would he dev again? Probably, because once again he wants to steal our ship. He can wreck one of us, basically. Now if he does have Invasion Fleet, I'm safe. Whether he's safe is another matter. He needs a lot of help to be safe, right? If he has that combo, he has 5 attack. He needs dropships, or Invasion Fleet himself. Or Planet Buster. Okay, well, so let's say he devs most of the time. He might break down and settle here. He might not, though. Let's explore a settle. Hopefully he produces. So what do? We know mostly what's happening, we just don't know what to do. We need to dig and find a bunch of military. We've already used our search action, so we need to just start setting up our hand, basically. That kind of plays into his situation, though, because that means he can keep his 2-2. But, I mean, Rain is decently likely to explore. In which case he gets the card anyway, and we match his Explorer. What about calling Settle? Is there a downside to that? There might not actually be a downside to calling Settle here. Well, the downside is it's better for him. We don't need it. So I think we're just going to explore +5. We have these gigantic military worlds we need to find devs for. If we figured out the situation correctly, it helps him a little bit, but It's only this one round anyway, and like he might explore anyway. I don't know. I'm just gonna go ahead and explore. So here he does indeed settle, so we would have hit the trade, but as we puzzled out, exploring was better than naked trading anyway. And we get PGA. This doesn't fit at all. Fits the goals though. But yeah, we're not going military here unless we go like negative military conversion. So maybe we keep that over this. Like, why do we need this? It's useless here. Down to 4 games. Oh baby. 2 that we can't play anyway. Okay, here we consume. Now what? Settle trade, leech dev dev or something. If he doesn't dev dev, we play this for infinite. I mean, he has to dev at least once, right? Dev produce is very likely here. Maybe not that likely. He has 1 card stored. Produces 3 goods. He might just explore produce. What's the score here? We're up by 20. And we're up by a prestige, so I don't know how long we can stay ahead on prestige lead, but we might be able to. Actually, we get 2 prestige out of a settle here. Settle trade is looking pretty tasty. If he devs, can we play this and still play this? I feel like probably not, but let's see. 11 minus 6 is 5. Yeah, not close. We can play this down to 1. What other settles do we even have that we care about? This one's good. Especially with this, it's cheap. So trade looks pretty good. If he does not dev, say explore produces, we go to 12 minus 8. Maintain the prestige lead. So 4, 5, trade to 10, prestige lead to 11. And then see what we do next round. He might just be like buffing us out of the dev phase though. Because this is kind of like the other game where we have PGA but we don't have any card flow to go with it. Like, dev isn't that scary. Basically every dev we give him is an extra 2 points, is what it is. So we can still theoretically call devs. And like he wants settles, right? He has 5 consume powers, 3 producing worlds. So maybe we're actually supposed to dev, make him settle. We have +4 look, so we have a massive advantage in Explorer. Explore +1 dev? Is that really what we're going to do here? I mean, it's really important that we somehow win the prestige war. Maybe we produce in case he doesn't. I mean, how can we possibly win the prestige war against PGA, right? It's so early still. You could easily get 4 prestige out of devs, up to 7. Huh. Get this out before this and this. Dev settle these. $11, 7, 8, 4, 5, 6. feel like his most likely play is dev produce. I don't really know that I want to call settle. I don't know. I don't have that many good settles here. This is fine. This is good. This is unexciting, but I guess okay once this is out. The thing is, all these cards, I'd rather get this out first, I feel like. And I don't really want to give him a settle. Let's say we explore dev and he devs. What happens then? He goes to potentially 5 or at least 5, maybe 6 prestige. And we would at best hit 6. And already it's looking ugly. And Settle Trade gets wrecked if he devs. Even if he single devs, it's not even that good. So we play, yeah, UPI into this. 11, 5, minus 4 to 1. Draw to 2, 7. Lose the prestige lead. Potentially. And if we produce, we potentially give him 3 cards back. And 1 here. No. He would get 2 leeched goods. Sporgle, at least that we have solidified. This might actually be not bad too here. We can produce a green and a brown good. Like, let's say for the sake of argument, we dev produce. Let's say we dev produce this. Huh, it's kind of cool. So dev produce this, get a brown and a green good. Actually, this card's really cool with this thing. You can make it brown or green, whatever you want. So neat. But yeah, so dev produce this, have a brown and green good to then just play big cards for much cheaper. Settles to -5. Seems really nice here. Like, we're up by 20, right? Let's say he does swing this goal. Just playing all this big shit should be good enough. Can you imagine if he settles after playing this? There's no way. No way, no way, no way. Even a single settle seems extremely unlikely. To produce, we get a prestige, 2 goods. He gets 2 goods and at least 2 cards. It's really not that good. It's nice for this though. So it's good in future rebates, not rebates, cost reductions. Yeah, again, I'm spending so much time on this decision. Most likely most of the options are pretty close. Like dev producing this, quite strong. Settle trading this, quite strong. Gets wrecked by dev, but that isn't that likely. It's not that unlikely. He could dev bank and public works or whatever. And that's scary. So I don't really want to settle trade. Could also explore produce, I guess. Go to 13, reach these two, let's say. 13. This could actually let us draw. But yeah, so 13 minus 4 is 9, minus 6 is 3 to 4. Maybe get the prestige lead to 5. We get 3 prestige there. I mean, we'll probably, yeah. So we'd go to 5, basically. Then we have a brown and a green with 5 cards in hand to start doing shenanigans. Could dev trade if he settles. I mean, he's not likely to settle, but he hasn't used his prestige action yet either. That's interesting. So at some point, theoretically, he'd want to fit in a search, although he's the kind of player that sometimes doesn't actually use it. Or frequently, anyway. So I wouldn't be surprised that if he doesn't use it this game. So that was the explore produce. If he devs, that's not bad. Get an extra prestige we wouldn't normally. And then we can do stuff. Settle trade with 5 cards in hand. So let's say we settle trade with 5 cards in hand and he devs. We get -3 to dev. So we would play this down to 1 card. And then we have -5 to settles. No. Yes. It's not that good. We would settle trade this down to 0. Draw 1 on settle bonus, draw 5 on consume to 6. And get 3 prestige in the process. So that would cement this. No, we wouldn't, because we would not be playing this, we'd be playing this. This whole line is against his deving this round, which isn't that likely. Dev. Frankly, we shouldn't be that unhappy if he doesn't produce. So I don't think we want to produce. We could naked trade. No, it's so bad against dev though. Other option actually is to play this on a dev. If we settle trade, we could play like this or something. So let's say we settle trade and he devs or devs. We play this down to 5, settle this. Oh, I missed the -1 here. So actually that other line there wasn't too bad, because we would settle trade on the next turn, this, going down to 1. And we'd have -3 TLOs for the next round. God damn. Yeah, these 2-player situations are so complex. Because of the 2 action choices. It's just insane. I feel like I'm at a roadblock. There's still this to think of as well. I don't know, I feel like Explore plus some dev might just be the way to go, and then try to get as many of these settles out as we can. Explore plus some dev, settle trade. It's mainly about what he's going to do, but I just don't know what he's going to do. He's a very methodical, slow build-up kind of player. So, main options that he would do here is explore +1/+1 dev and dev produce. Those are the two main things that he would do. I don't know how much my prestige here stops him from producing. So I mean, it might turn it into an explore dev more likely than a dev produce, basically. And if explore devs, go to 12, let's say leech this to 6, settle trade. We can play this down to 0. And then trade up to 6. 7 on the prestige lead. That's pretty good, but then we get 7 fresh cards. I think we plan on him deving. We play this. And maybe play this to start. So do we like settle produce? Such an awkward call into this board. What about this? Like, this gets us a bunch of goods that we can turn into prestige. Fuck me. Settle produce, settle trade. Settle produce, settle trade. We consume all 4 of our goods. Get 2 prestige. In the meantime, he gets cards or points. Probably would take this, I guess. So he would get 2. We get 4 points out of that without doing anything. We would get 1, 2, 3, 4 points plus the cards we draw. So like 5, 6, 7, 6. For 2 actions, or for 1 action. 2 actions, trade and produce. Holy shit. I want to click the buttons, but it's like, whatever we decide here is going to seal our fate. Settle produce. But we trade for 1 more, so we get 7 cards for 2 actions. Settle produce, settle trade, settle, settle. Settle produce, he plays a dev. Settle trade, say he plays a dev, settle, settle. Oh no, the phase that he gains the least advantage is from us is settle trade. If he explore devs, as I suspect, he would do most of the time. We go to 12. Let's say we play this down to 6 and play this down to 2. Settle bonus to 3. Trade to 7. It's not that good. But if he does, basically we can settle trade, and if he dev produces, we can play this, trade it, and then produce back on here. And then we have 2 green goods and a brown good. That's actually pretty nice. And if he doesn't produce, we play maybe this. With this. So if we explore devs, we go to 12, 6, minus 3 to this, down to 3. Settle bonus to 4, trade to 9. That's pretty good. Alright, I'm happy. Fuck, he does dev. The worst of the bunch, and the one that I thought was the least likely. Alright. So, definitely did not pick the action choice that's good against this call, that's for sure. So, it's still pretty good though, because we'll have a decent hand size next round because we're trading, right? So against dev, it still might be the best call. It's just painful. So what can we do here? 11 cards, and we have to settle trade this pretty much no matter what. We're not seeing any new cards, so we have to plan for that. And this costs us, well, for the moment, it costs us 5 cards from our hand down to 6. Can we play like this and this? Unlikely, but let's figure it out. 11, 5, 1, no. So basically we have to pass on a dev. I guess we're probably playing this. Down to 5. Can we afford this? Man, I wish we could. 5? No, I don't think so. Minus 3. Short 1 card. What about this into this? So yeah, pretty much well, this down to 5 into this puts us down to 1 card. Trade for 4. It's a pretty terrible combo. So pretty sure we play this. Pay 5, go down to 5, and this costs minus 3. So we get to keep 2 cards, settle bonus to 3, trade to 8, and then go from there. We will not be drawing for prestige. Lead. Again though, we can just ignore this goal, plan to lose it, and just try and play big stuff. Going down to 2, keeping this and this is pretty good. Or like this and this, maybe. But yeah, so we will wait on this credits, right? It begins. Pay 5. Going down to 2 after our settle. We just settle trade this next round. It's so good, right? Ignore what he does. We get 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 points. 2 prestige out of it. Just try and keep settling as much as we can and end the game, basically. Like dev. So if we can leech a dev and play a settle here, the game ends. So that might be the ideal. Settle. Leech 1 dev, play 2 settles. This and this. We could probably afford that. Maybe not. Might have had to have played this to be able to afford that line, but that's in the past. Pay 2 more. I don't think we're ever playing this. It's not that good, first of all, and second of all, it's really expensive. It's just getting in the way of math. And this, if we discard that 6 dev, these both lose a ton of value. But I mean, we're discarding one of them anyways off the 5-4, so just go like that. Second dev, certainly passing, right? Pay 3 down to 1, can't afford a world. Colony ship, okay. It's not nearly as good as I was expecting. However, presumably he's leeching something good here. 6-4 brown, 5-3 brown are the two main ones. Okay, now we settle. Wow, what the fuck? And now he has no hand for next round. 5 cards. Alright. This might turn out to be easier than expected. So we pay 2. I mean, probably pay with this. It's really cheap, amazing settle. Relatively cheap, amazing settle. I think we'll go like that. Trade for 5. Nice, we got a cheap dev. So settle is looking appealing. We also got an alien enabler. Oh baby. If he doesn't dev, not that that's likely, but if he doesn't, we can play this, this, and this later. We're up by 18. He has 4 cards in hand. I mean, what can go wrong if we settle? Let's say he devs. We play this for 1. Let's say explore devs, just for the sake of doing that calculation. He goes to 5. We go to 9, 8. Play this to 6, 7, and then -3 to this. So yeah. So even if he doesn't explore, 7 -3. It's 5 + 1. So yeah, even if he doesn't explore, we can settle this and this. And leech a dev, right? 8, 7, 6, 5, 6. This is -3. Boom. Game over. We win. Settle, produce. Interesting. Okay. Well. It's probably not a bad thing. And I mean, we probably win with this line. I don't see how. Like, he didn't really have the hand after PGA. So this feels like a situation where maybe he built this whole game with PGA under here, eventually gets it out, but it's too late, and it's not even good, right? It's like my other games where I'm trying to figure out how to play this thing, and it just ends up being mediocre. We get dazzled by it because it's so good, but sometimes it's just not worth playing. Who knows, though, what was actually going on his end. So he might have just drawn it, and that was his best play at the end. I guess we're playing this, that means. Although I'd like to play this too. In case we draw a 6 dev or something. Thing is, though, if we do these, we don't get prestige. Or we get 1 prestige. Weird produce, or weird build phases, or weird phase calls. Like, oh, maybe it's because he... No, playing a prestige there would get him the lead, so... Gotta imagine he would have played it if he had the 6-4 or whatever. Maybe he was expecting me to get at least 1 prestige here. And now producing, he's giving me a prestige. I don't think he's settling to play a prestige necessarily. Just getting a production world out. Maybe... It's a weird play, I don't know. If he had a 5-3 blue production world, he still should have played it here. Most of the time, I think. It's not like it's telegraphing he's going to produce this round anyway. But this one seems pretty important to produce on one of these. And this one would be nice if I had a 6 dev, but I don't, and he might not even call dev. He's drawing up to 4, 5 here. So he'll have a decent hand size next round. He still has a search action, prestige action. We have no way to play this yet. And if we play these two, we go to 8, 7, 6, 7, 6, 5, 6, produce. So we have 6 cards next round. Explore, settle. The safe finish. Actually, we have -5 to this thing. We could settle again, potentially. Maybe. Oh, can't use conversion powers. We could also play this round. We can do this into this. Actually, that's probably better. We guarantee the prestige lead, so we get an extra card that way. And there's no guarantee we're going to find a 6-dev anyway, let alone that he plays dev, calls dev. We can still play this next round, and we will. So certainly start with this one. Pay 1. Oh, I see. Going for the uplift goal. Cute. You can have your 3 points. And then now... This is -2, 4, 5. Go to 4. But yeah, that seems good to me. Prestige lead, please. I mean, we're gonna have the prestige lead anyway, actually. Hold on. No, there's another subtle phase. He might play a prestige card, but he... I don't know if he would have played it first if it matters. Yeah, for the goal. So if he had a prestige card, he would have played it first, but he draws a subtle bonus. So it's very unlikely he's playing a prestige here. So we should have the prestige lead regardless of what we do, which means we can do this one in case we draw a 6-dev on our 1-card, 2-card draw here. Min-maxing to the max. It doesn't really matter. He does have a prestige? Like what? How does he play? Wait, what? Oh, okay, I'm getting another so bizarre. Overthought it, I guess. Just could have taken the safe route. In any case, producing on here is the best. So absurd. Plays colony ship, presumably with this in hand, clearly, right? Then does this into this and then this last. Like what? What? Okay. Yeah, 6 cards. But I think we'll still win regardless of playing the worst way against what he ended up doing. Choosing the worst option. Settle. So looks like he's gonna consume, right? So right, he's gonna triple here. Huh, maybe. Does he risk losing the prestige goal to triple? Tripling gets him an extra 1, 2, 3 points. It's pretty bad, actually. So I guess tripling is just bad. So what was he doing? Search X2ing here? But it doesn't matter too much. I think we just single settle. To minimize swinginess, we have 1 good play. If we explore, can we reach a 6-dev and play a settle? 6, 8. Minus 6-dev down to 2. Can't play this, so we're probably not going to play a 6-dev. If we... let's say we settle X2 ourselves. We get an extra point. And card. Deny him an explore look. Like it's possible he has no outs if we settle X2 here. 2, 4, 5, so it costs 3. So we have 2 cards for the dev phase, so we get a point if he devs. And he can leech a settle. uplift would be pretty nice, actually. So let's say he has a 2-2 uplift here. Devs for a 6 dev. What's the worst that can happen? So... Free Trade Association's pretty good. SETI's gotta be better. So SETI, let's say. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 on the settle. So play SETI, 11, 12, 13. Settle, 14, 15, 18. And then consume 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. He gets 26 points to 66. So we win against what my imagination is serving up as the worst case scenario. What if he devs GFed? It's not going to be bad. What if he prestige devs and somehow still has the prestige lead and leeches are consumed? So GFed, I mean that's so absurd. Like he would never prestige dev here, but in his shoes I might. So like I'm going to do the math. Prestige dev, it's just fun I guess for me. He gets -4 to dev, plays GFed down to 3, then on the second dev he has -4 again, so he could get 2 6 devs out. So let's say GFed and SETI would give him what? So 2 points on there, 4 points on there for both of them. GFed 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, and then SETI 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Then leeches are consumed 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So he gets 28 out of that to 68. And I think we still win. Yeah. So Settle X2 is looking pretty safe. Produce gets us a prestige. That's actually a 2-point play. Produce is actually better. We gain a point. X2ing, we have 3 goods. We put 1 there, 1 there. Maybe we just leech the consume, settle produce. That's pretty nice. Get a prestige there, which is 2 points. Settle produce looks pretty good. Let's go. What? Oh, he has Psy Crystal World. That's interesting. I missed that detail. I was like, what bug is this? Not a bug. And since we took so damn long for those 2 games, now we have a bunch of decisions on us. Ah, never ending. It was 1 game I feel like that it was against Rain, that I haven't acted in a long time. Crazy, crazy, crazy. That's why I love Brink of War. Those end game scenarios are so insane, but they're calculable. That's what I like. Earlier in the game, it's kind of incalculable. It's like the 4th to last round, stuff like that is a bit too complicated. But once you get to 3 rounds before the end, 2 rounds, 1 round, you can start figuring out, mapping out the whole end, and it's a pretty fun process for me. But it's super complex. So, what's going on here? Small hand size, 6 cards, scores 21-20. We have dev powers and stuff. We have new economy. This looks a little bit scary. Settle here is a little terrifying. Although we can afford this. Right, I think the plan was to like dev produce here or something. Let's see. Or what, if we explore dev, we could leech settle maybe. So let's try that and see how that looks. So we go to we both use our prestige action. So we are at 3 cards. We explore to 5, dev 6, 7. Play this down to 3, draw 1 to 4. Leech first, settle to 3. We're nowhere near being able to play this. 2 cards off. We can... So we don't have the prestige lead, so drawing cards here is not bad. We could draw 5 on a consume phase. I think I was expecting him to play a windfall here and therefore consume the next round and I'd draw 5 cards, but looks like that's not going to happen. Or maybe that happened last round. No consume there. No. Yeah, I thought he was probably going to play windfall and then trade, so I would draw 5 cards for free. But we could dev x2 here. Trade's not really going to do anything, right? x2 gets us an extra point, so we get 2 points and 5 cards. Dev x2ing, which is not bad. If we produce, what does he get? 2 cards for free. That's pretty bad. But we would have a semblance of an engine. Actually, we'd have a 6-point engine already. What would our hand size look like if we dev produce? 3, 4, 5, down to 1, 2, 1. We have 1 card for next round, so no way this is coming out. And we just start x2 producing with our 6-point dinky engine. Six-point engine against a 2-card draw. I don't know about that. So he's either settle trading or settle settling. Probably settle trading most of the time. Although it's pretty bad against this, so maybe he won't settle trade here. He'll just settle. So settle's pretty likely. We can explore dev or dev x2. It looks like we do have a bit of an advantage on explorer. That allows us to leech 2 settles, potentially. Super tight game, very scary. Takeovers are off, so no risk there. And his military is actually not that high, but I mean he has 7 for rebels, theoretically. It is a bit late in the game to spend a prestige to draw cards, but it is 3 cards and we were really low on parts, so it might be worth it. It's so weird. At what point does spending a point for 3 cards become not worth it? Feels like we're getting pretty close to that point here. Final round. It's like dev settle, draw a bunch of cards. Final round. What are the odds that having 2 extra cards was worth it? Well, 3 extra cards, but I mean, we have to dev. We could dev. That's another option, actually. Dev is actually a pretty good option that I hadn't considered. So if he settles, let's say we dev, we go to 3, 4, 5, down to 1. Keep that to 2, 3, 4. Maybe draw something. 3, 2, 3. Play that down to 2. So the game could end if we drew like perfect. Dev is not bad. We see new cards. And how much is it really going to benefit him? Again though, this is more of an early game play. Naked dev. So at what point is naked deving a bit too risky? It doesn't look too risky here. Because I mean, it actually could easily enable us to leech his settle. And if he does settle trade, we draw a ton of cards, so that's fine. If he doesn't settle trade, that's a problem though. Most of the time he's going to settle and he can ramp up into pretty crazy stuff. Never consuming. So he settles, we whiff. We play 1 dev, 1 settle, and have no hand. Next round he settles again. It's like, now what? I think that's the most likely string of events. We need to get lucky twice here to leech both phases. It's still not bad though, because we see 3 cards for that second dev phase. Maybe 4. So it's like an explorer with possible upside. So it's probably better than explore deving, but I don't think it's necessarily better than dev x2ing. So I think we're gonna dev x2. Explore produce. Wow. That was not expected. Happy to see the 7/7 also, because that was like the best card he could play. Best card he could afford. And he explores into us too, like this is good. He must have a bad hand, right? Like, I'll take it. Now we discard one, we have 2 military. Wow, we actually draw another playable settle. So if he had settled, if we saw the same cards, we would have been able to leech it. No, we wouldn't, because we have to discard one. We have to draw it on the bonus. So I don't think this is ever going to play. We'll chuck that. But yeah, even here we're going to have to lose one of these, I think. No, because he explored, we can keep both. Pretty nice. And this is actually 2-point settle and it's free. 3-point settle. Do we gamble? Next game. We lost. This beauty of a game, I want it to never end. So he traded. Wow. And he dev'd? Like what? How does he dev here? Maybe he thinks we forgot he has the 8/8 in hand? Like, sometimes I wonder. That's the thing though, it's asynchronous play, right? So maybe he thinks I forgot, or I don't know. But yeah, I mean, this is fine by me. What's he gonna do? Pass here? I can't lose. It's a good result either way, but I want to get my 5/4 out. Play that, pay 5. It is possible he passes, so that is a somewhat scary possibility actually. What would we do then? We draw nothing on consume. I'm a bit minorly spooked out. He's going to get points on consume too here. I mean, if he does though, he has no hand-ish. He'll have a hand. He'll have enough to play a 6-out next round. So I hope he doesn't pass. Make the wrong call and then pass. That would be brutal. Okay, so pay one more. Probably this. We're gonna have to 4 here. Next round, let's say we explore because we're desperate. To 5. Can't leech this anyway. Don't want to leech that. Or no, we explore to 6. Go down to 1. Yeah, it's just never cease play. Wait, so he ends it too. Okay, well. And he passed. So he did call dev and pass on his own dev because he called the wrong phase. I mean, it's easy for me to say he called the wrong phase. He probably thought it was the right call for him, but good thing this guy ended it here. Guaranteeing that we win, I think. Yeah. Huh. So oddly enough, this guy, if he passed, could have won here. He's getting 2, 4, 5, 69, yeah. Nice. Well, despite their best efforts, we win. Let's just go to the multiplayer games. Four-player. We dev, there's a settle and a trade. All our opponents have prestige, we do not. Terraforming engineers, huh, I don't remember having that recently. Unfortunately we can't take advantage of it here. I think we did have it. Play Power Brokers, we can draw 3 cards, that's pretty good. Power Brokers into Smuggling World. And then maybe later we have the military to get this out. Maybe. But play power brokers would be down to 4, 5, 4, 3, consume up to 6. Having saved 3 cards, so we'd have 6 cards on a dev. Let's say we play this, or yeah, play this, and then so 6, 7 cards on a dev phase. Play this down to 1, draw to 2 for the settle phase if there is one. / produce. Rain might actually produce. Maybe, probably not. But yeah, this seems pretty good here. Playing this, we go down to 2 cards. Don't get to draw back. See less cards. This just seems much better. And playing this doesn't really make much sense. Similar to this, it's just worse for now. I guess we'll click wait. Although I should not have clicked wait in a 4-player game. Just pick the 4 cards. I could probably figure it out. Instead of making it go round and round and round for weeks and weeks. So, wow, both phases happened. Pretty sure I remember saying that I was very unlikely that dev and settle would happen. 2-card hand here and he's settling. Oh no, of course we knew he was going to settle. This is that atrocious situation that we have to make the best of. And I think we were going to play a production brown here and pass on dev as the correct play. He passes on dev. Not surprising. Tight game, but not for long. But we're going to do our best to claw back. So the better settle here is which one? Oh, he can steal our brown good too. That's brutal. Good thing we didn't play this. It'll be useless. He can and probably will, right? What's our defense here? He's certainly going to start with this one. It's far better target. So we lose a card there. God damn it. When I did all the math, I'm going to be 1 card lower. Explore power or produce power? Probably explore power. Explore's pretty likely next round. He's going to settle. He has PGR. He might be able to dev though. This is sketchy. I guess it's possible we might explore also. Any chance we produce? We still would have a 6-point engine. And producing doesn't give too much there. Well, let's do the hand size math. So 6 down to 2, 3, 4, trade, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we'll have 9 cards, so Explore is probably not going to happen. So we'll play this one. Pay 3. How's this thing 9 now? It keeps going up. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Huh. However, these will both be gone by the end of the game, so it's going to be 2, 4, 5. Alright. I'll get this game out of the way. Can we beat her? What's going on here? We dev'd. She dev x2'd. We'll see. So, presumably starting with this, and then this. Space Marines. Looking like she'll probably end it. She probably wants to end it too. Didn't produce. This is her best moment, best chance to win it. Especially not seeing the devs we had, she was pretty far ahead. So pay 5 for this. We do need to plan for the possibility of it not ending. We go down to 5 here. Second dev, 6, 7, 8. Play this down to 2, so we'll be able to save 2 and then draw to 3, and then consume phase. So we'd have 3 for the next round plus explorers and whatnot. Settle, settle. 2, 1, 2, 3. 2, 1, 2, 3. And that would be a 2, 3, 4, 5 point round. Alternately, could we explore dev and they just settle theoretically? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's looking more likely. 7 minus 4 is 3, 4. We'd be short 1 card, looks like. Double check that math. So pay 1 down to 5, 6, 7, 8, down to 2, 3, consume phase, 4. Aha, we get a card. So we can do that. 4, explore to 6, 7, 8, down to 4, 5, leech to settle. It's a thing. I don't know if it would be a good thing. This is 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 6, 7. So this is looking pretty unlikely. Second dev. Okay, she ends it. We must play this. And then I guess we could wait. We have other decisions, so it's like might as well. She ends it. We have no decision here, so save time. Oh, it's back on us. So she does pass. Huh. That's interesting. I guess she had no choice. Actually, maybe not. Maybe seeing this, she was scared. Or knew she would lose, kind of thing. Playing a baby dev. Okay, so game will not end, and we go to 2. 3. Not getting the prestige lead. Wanting to dev. Like, how far ahead are we going to be here? So she's going to 22. She doesn't draw much unless she takes this, I guess. So 22, 24, 26 theoretically. 27, 28. Going to 4 cards. So she'd be at 28 with 4 cards in hand. Explore dev. She can play a 6 dev. Fairly unlikely, but possible. And we would only have a 4-point dev, so we'd be up by 8. So we could theoretically lose that way. Basically looking for any... At this stage in the game, I'm always trying to figure out a line that gives me a 100% win. So that's not a 100% win. What about discard 2 here, explore +1/+1, settle. That seems pretty good. Pay 5, that's probably not going to work though. So we're going to 3 cards here, explore +1/+1, settle, we can't even play this. This one. Explore +1/+1, settle, if she devs we could potentially reach that and play this, would that work? So we go to 3, explore +1/+1 to, or, I keep forgetting this thing. Don't think this worked anyway. 3 cards, 4 cards, 5, 6. It does work. That's a pretty good finish. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's a 7-point settle. Explore +1/+1, settle. And let's say she dev'd. Could we play this? So probably not. Well, maybe. Yeah, I think we would. So go to 3 here. 4. Explore +1/+1 to 6. Dev 7, 8. Play this down to 3, draw 1 to 4, and then have -2 on this, which is exactly enough. So if ever she did dev, we'd have this for an extra 4 points. So that looks pretty good. Versus the 6-6, which we can never play, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. Unless she dev, then we don't dev. That would give us 6, 7, 8. Which is not going to be anywhere near as much as this because of TG. Over here, still have our search action. This is pretty mediocre board. Very quick tempo, I guess. Markets. Prestige leader over here. Oh god. That's not good. Did he at least call dev last round? Or did he trade? He traded too. Brutal. I called dev. He got more out of that phase than I did. Now he produces, theoretically, settles, trades, whatever he wants. This guy's probably settling, right? I'm pretty sure we saw him, or no, we didn't see him search on a windfall, but he telegraphed that he's playing one. Very likely. So settle here to leech a trade there. Like, he shouldn't be trading, given this board, but there's a good chance he will because he already did in that exact same situation. Actually, in an even worse situation where the good was on the table. It's like, how do we ever win this game? By trading because he trades? Doesn't seem right. Deving. Deving's okay. Get 2 cards back. So we basically get the same thing as trading. We get plus 2 cards. But we actually get an extra probably out of a settle, so I think dev here is pretty good. He does indeed trade. But he devs, doesn't settle. So I guess he's still short military or something. It's kind of weird. Or he just doesn't have a windfall. Wow, so we could have traded here. Brutal. I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, we get as much out of a dev, but if our windfall was bigger and we chose to dev here, it would have sucked. Play this, sack that. 3. Anytime I get to a 2-player game and I see a giant hand like this, I'm like, oh god, let me out. Maybe get this game done finally. So, we're on the consume phase, pretty sure we're passing. Did she take cards or chips? Looks like she took chips. Very aggressive. So she's gonna go to 4 and then she can explore dev like I was saying. And I think we have the line where we don't lose, right? Yeah. So we pass. And explore settle. And hopefully that'll surprise her too. Maybe she calls settle thinking we'll dev or something. Because I mean it does look like we're supposed to dev here, right? Oh wow, we drew bank? Maybe we just dev then. Yeah. And then leech or settle. And then we probably can't lose. 4, 5, 6, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, 4, leech or settle, -2, exactly enough. And then yeah, we got infinite points. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5-point dev. There's no way she can keep up to that. Settle, what the fuck? Holy shit. Man, she is so aggressive, I love it. Check out this log. Round 1, dev. Round 2, explore dev. Round 3, dev settle. Round 4, dev settle. Round 5, settle produce. Round 6, dev x2. Every single round she built. And here she settles. So like in, how many rounds? 7 rounds, I think she built 11 times? Yeah, she built 11, she called 11 build phases out of 14 possible calls. But I think we got this. And we can get lucky. Actually, we can play this one first maybe here. No, I don't think so. I think we're short a card. Anyways, we'll start with this. Pay 1. Discard one of these. Or no. Place a dev. Do power brokers and all? What? So how all does this work? So we can play this into this, recycle. We play this into this, maybe possible, probably not. This would just be better if we can. Let's say we play this down to 4, 5, 4, 3, 4. So we can play it, I think. It's pretty sick if we can. 8 cards. 4, 5, 4, 3, 4, minus 2. So that works, and it's probably our best play. This is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 point dev. So 3 more points. This is 4 more. And if we play this, yeah, it doesn't look right. Pretty sure we'll just go with this. Pay 3. She passes on both devs. Good. Up by 16 now? Yeah, it's over. We can even start with this one. Can we draw into better than this? Probably not. Although we have a military, so... Can we draw into better than this? No way in hell. Playing this, pay 3. So for sure this is our best play. There might be a better second settle. So we'll do that one first. Certainly was an interesting game. Developers will end up winning it though. Monster board at the end of it. Jeez. Meager beginnings. I mean, it's not meager, I guess. Pretty monstrous cards all the way through, except this round. Wild. Right, the same game that I keep coming to. I should probably just do the Explore here. Right, so Explore devs, we settle. Right, this is the game where we're just spamming settles the whole way. He dev'd, so we're not going to overflow. Interesting. Although, what can we dev and not lose a card? Because if... I don't think we can, unless we play Research Labs. Which actually isn't a bad defense, I guess. I don't know. It's not bad. Because like, we're going to cycle all our worlds into new cards, 1 for 1, and that'll let us play this later. And we block the Explore phase in the meantime, because I don't think we can play this here, right? So 3, 6, 9, 11. Play this down to 4. No, we need 6 settles, so yeah. So we're going to keep, of course we're going to keep Research Labs either way, but we might actually play it here, because we can't play this. Play this, pay 4. 1, 2, 3. So we can't even play Research Labs here. Without losing one of the puzzle pieces. How good is this, really? 2, 4, 6. It's not bad, but... So basically the decision is going to be, do we want to keep a 6.6 dev, or play this and block Explore? I'm not sure. Guess we'll see when we have to make the decision. So over here, he does settle. We explored, right? We're leeching as settle. He trades. We have PGA now. Play this trade. Although this trades for 2 more and only costs 1 more. Maybe we're supposed to play this first. Prestige lead though. Isn't his card a rebel? Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a rebel. Yeah, it's a 2-1 discard 1 or whatever. So we're not going to get the lone prestige lead. Most, like 99% of the time here. Unless he has like the 2-2 yellow. Which means, yeah, effectively we pay one more to draw two more. Save this, play it later. Could theoretically play this to trade for more, get an explore power, I don't know. Feels wrong a little bit. Oh, the other thing is though, if we play this, we prevent him from drawing a card, so it is kind of the same thing. And we get an explore power. And we get a chip. So basically this is a 1 point higher card. Assuming he's our main opponent, but this guy is very good as well. But yeah, if we don't play this, he can kind of run away with the game. Especially if he doesn't have any other rebels, if we just leave him a chip every round for free. So I think it's close enough that I want to play this. I'm not sure. Oh, we keep 2. Certainly keep this, and I guess keep this, in case there's a settle next round. Are we really chucking PGA? Could just chuck this. It's not that good. It's like a 3-4. It's like Toy Shop worth plus 3 points. It's like Toy Shop basically. Because you would get points out of it later. I think this might be the better play here. PGA is just too good. Gotta keep it just in case. Right, so here... I don't really remember this game too much. Right, this is one where we're like... It took forever to figure out. I still haven't figured it out. Let's just come back to that later. It's too much. Just have 2-player games left now. So here... Right, where you got to see what we do. He explore devs. Doesn't call consume. Which is a bit interesting because he should gain points out of the consume phase over us by X2ing. He gains 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He gains 8 points on a consume phase. I guess he wants to leech a dev and settle. So that's fine by us, right? Because he gains more points out of a consume than we do, so fine by me. So we have a dev, a settle, and a produce. We'd like to play a 6 dev. We didn't draw one, sadly, on his Explorer. He gave us a chance, though. Gave us like an Explore +5 almost. 6 keep 1. And he didn't search, which is nonsensical, of course. Like, this is a gigantic hole. Unless, like, his only outs was... I guess he needed 2 cards, maybe? I don't know. Yeah. I guess he might have played that right. Probably did. So, discard 5. There's 1 settle phase. We're not playing any of these. Can we afford this? Probably not. Huh. Maybe that's partly why he didn't consume. So produce is actually not going to do anything because of... That's interesting. I guess we'll get a couple tie breaks. So he has 1 dev and 1 settle to get 18 points on us. That seems unlikely because we get this too. He needs 29 points in a dev and a settle. We already have a 1-1 dev, although this makes everything cheaper. So it's tie breaks. Would we ever play this, basically? 3, 6, 7 cards. Play it down to 2. So the answer is no. Presumably play this. I don't know why I kept this looking at it now, right? It's actually a negative point. Or like a break-even 0-point play. We drew research labs somewhere. Or I guess I already had it. If I play Research Labs, I go down to 3. So I'm short 1 card. So we can't play it. Oh, hold on. This is Devon Settle. We could play this. Does that benefit us? This is a 1-point play and tie breaks. This one lets us play a second settle. You can place a military world after placing a world. No, can't use conversion powers. So we can't do that. Okay. What is this now? Dev phase 2. He settle traded. Pass on Dev 1. Theoretically play new economy here. Oh, hold on. Looks like we drew this at some point. Maybe just now. So we can make our world much cheaper. Although that gets us... I was going to say, that gets us away from the negative military goal. Apparently, we already got it when we played the takeover power, so that's fine. So we can either save 2 cards on this, or draw 1 card on consume. So I'm pretty sure we do this. Because that is our settle, right? We don't really have much going on here. Everything's expensive. So this being cheap is nice. Pretty sure we do that. Drew into this also. Takeovers. Can he hurt us? Can we hurt him? Take over a military world from an empire with this 1 imperium, adding 2 military for each rebel. So we have... What the hell? Can we actually take over here? We have 2, 4 attack, 3 attack. We have defense, which is good. But we have 3 attack on him. No, it's not going to happen. He has 1 defense, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 6. But maybe later we can blow something up. We'd have 6 attack, 7 attack, maybe 8 if he settles, and he would have 2, 4, 6. Funny thought. But yeah, I think we play this here, right? Get the military goal. Steal a rebel would be nice, but actually we could play a Planet Buster and steal his rebel to get the rebel goal. That's actually pretty neat. Pretty neat. Dev settle for the final round. Swing that goal, play Planet Buster. That's pretty strong. I think that's going to be good enough. Assuming we have the cards for it. Doesn't look like we necessarily will. So pay 1. I don't think this ever sees play. This never sees play. So yes, indeed, he stole this as expected. He also gets 2 cards out of it, looks like, maybe. No, I think he already consumed and got... Still has his good left. So we consume and then get probably just cards all the way. We got SETI. Pretty nice. That's not a bad combo here, considering what just happened. We can maybe salvage it. This guy's also in there, 30 points. And he's actually the tempo leader, so... What he does is going to have a significant impact on the end when the game ends. So we trade first of all. Pretty sure we just take cards here, like cards all around. He's going to get the multicolor goal. He has 2 aliens, so he could get the alien goal. Like, he's in a pretty good position, and he has 3 production worlds now. What the hell? So it goes from me clobbering the production world goal to everybody having 3 production worlds. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Okay, so... And all that because I had this card in play. No, he could still take rebels over anyway, so it didn't even matter. But yeah, the risks of playing baby military. Warning, warning. So, consume for 2 cards. And now card or a chip? Probably card. That's what my gut says, but I don't know. Dev. He's pretty much settling every time. We go to 9 cards, Dev down to 6, leeches settle. Play this. Now to 0. If there's an explorer, we get to keep SETI or something. We also could produce. Might be the best play. We have the best engine, as bad as it is. We produce 3 goods, 4 if somebody settles. Each Dev. I don't know, but I feel like I'm supposed to take a card here, so we're going to do that. And right into the next decision. 5 cards, 9 cards. Invasion fleet. Look at this. The round after we needed military power, we draw everything. So I mean, we can defend this now, theoretically. Oh god, this spot is going to be too complicated. I think I'm going to leave this for next time. Too much, too much. How many days do we have left on this timer? 3 days? That'll be fine. Oh, we can finish this game, I guess, since we played through it and stuff. See how it ends. So her settle, settle. Nothing fancy. Play that, pay 1. At the end, massacred. Huh. It was close a couple rounds ago, but we ran away with it at the end there. At the very end, in fact. Before the final round, well, before here, she was ahead by a decent amount. Then we were ahead by a little bit, and then we ran away with it. So the tempo pusher ended up with 2 less tempos than we did. She passed 2 at the end there. She called 11 build phases, right? 3, 4, 5, 10, 11, 12. So yeah, so she built on all her phases and leached 1 here. And I played 14, so I probably leached all of hers for 11 and then 3 additional ones. 2 devs here and an extra dev last round, yeah. So I kept up on every single build phase, it looks like. Dev, 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 dev. No, I missed one. Missed a dev around here, so like we swapped phases at some point. I missed a dev and she missed something. And then here she missed a dev. Here she missed 2 devs. So I missed 1 of her builds. Her ultra aggression made me skip 1 phase. Somewhere. I guess we can see in the log. Right, round 1 presumably. She dev, like how could I actually dev on one before. What? I searched, dev'd, leached both. Played on dev. Played on dev. Or maybe I played something that I sacrificed later? R&D or something? 1-1? Yeah, it looks like. So I actually did not pass on any of her builds. Neat. Is that right? Yeah, that would mean that she's passed on an extra build that I did somewhere. Something like that. Anyways, we stared at these spots for long enough. Thank you for watching. I'll be back tomorrow. Have a good one.